What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So we got some great announcements today as far as returning Prime Resurgence items. Basically, the most expensive Prime in the game is now coming back. And also, I'm going to be giving a heads up on the new Prime access that has not been formally announced yet. So, a little bit of speculation in this one. Before we get into this stuff, though, make sure to sub this channel to do daily Warframe video uploads, news videos, build videos, all that kind of stuff in our place Warframe content. Well, the new dev stream tomorrow, which probably won't have a ton going on, but I'll still be covering it on this channel regardless. We'll also be live on stream doing a live reaction to that. Okay, so let's hop right into the new info today. First things first, official stuff. DE has officially announced the next Prime Resurgence and when it starts. So we're currently on Banshee and Mirage Resurgence, but yeah, Nekros Prime was getting pretty high priced there, and now Nekros Prime and Oberon Prime will return on May 8th. So that's like 2 weeks from today-ish. So it's exactly 2 weeks from today's date. Now, as far as what's contained in those bundles, it's going to be some pretty outdated stuff, unfortunately, but things you might still want to grab in the meantime. So, as far as Oberon Prime's access, it comes with the Sylva and Aegis Prime, which is a sword and shield weapon, and also the Cerberus Prime. So that's probably the only relevant weapon out of this entire double access, is the Cerberus Prime. Now, the Sylva and Aegis Prime is still good, even without an Incarnon, but yeah, as far as, Incarnon stuff, the main prize of that bundle will be the rifle, and the frame itself, not exactly viewed the most positively. As far as Nekros, his Prime access has really irrelevant weapons with the Techrot Prime and Galatine Prime. I'll show the stats of these things, but yeah, no one really uses these that often. They're pretty much a relic of the past with no Incarnon as well. As far as the cosmetics, for Oberon Prime's accessories, you got this tail-looking ephemera, or tail-looking Sayandana, and a Sugatra. Not exactly a thing I'll be buying, a Sugatra. For Nekros, he's got some better items at least. He's got the Uru Prime Sayandana, basically like a crustacean shell, it looks like to me at least, and this spiky Acanthus Prime armor. I might actually buy that because I do like that look, and I forgot to buy it last time. Now, the thing about these weapons is that you can pretty much pass on all of them besides mastery requirements, besides maybe the Cerberus. But if we're doing the anniversary alerts and stuff, you might have the Dex Cerberus, which is great. It's really good. Although, a little bit worse in some departments, but better in the crit department as well. So, for the Cerberus Prime, it's got an Incarnon. For Oberon, he's not... I don't even have any shards on Oberon right now. He's definitely outdated. I would love a little mini rework for him, for sure. But as it stands right now, I'm not sure if he's like a top priority for DE. And for the Sylva and Aegis Prime, it's got really good base stats, but then you look at the really, really bad attack speed, and you're like, maybe not, actually. So, strong weapon. It's got base heat damage, so it can do some unique things. But yeah, this access is not really worth buying, in my opinion. It's maybe worth farming through the IS system. And for Nekros, dude, he was going for like 150, 200 plat for a bit there because he is a very good farming frame. Unlike Oberon, I have full shards on him. But yeah, the primary, the Techrot Prime, is like really, really outdated. 10% crit chance, 11.3 status chance. If you look at the other Tigris, the Sancti Tigris, I think that one even has more crit. Yeah, it has more crit. So, yeah. We don't really use this thing that much. It looks cool, at least. But yeah, Nekros himself is definitely a frame that people like to use. Now, there's certain farms where Korra is better, but having Korra and Nekros on the same team is usually a good thing, too. So, lots of extra loot. And as far as the melee, I always use the Ripkas on Nekros, extra dismemberments, but the Galatine is going to be the weapon that comes with him. And it has pretty good base stats, but it also is a heavy blade, which has not the best stances, and it's just pretty outdated feeling with no Incarnon. So, as far as all the things on the access, what I recommend getting, I'd say get Nekros and get the Cerberus Prime, and then you can pretty much not get the rest of the stuff, in my opinion. Okay, moving on to speculation. This is important, though, to me, because you might be missing out on some good loot that will be not impossible to get going forward, but definitely a little more difficult. So I'm going to go... You're going to get the conspiracy theory hat on with me for a second here. Not exactly conspiracy theory, but predicting for Lavos Prime access... You have to remember the way that Prime Access is working with them. This is a separate thing. This is not happening May 8th, first off. So, and this is unofficial, okay? But this aspect of it is official. So the next Prime Warframe to be vaulted is going to be Wisp Prime. So yes, Wisp Prime is next to get vaulted. When will it happen? I'm going to tell you that in a second here. But yeah, Wisp Prime is next to get vaulted, probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. And her weapon, the Fulman Prime, is also getting vaulted, and so is the Gunson Prime, the melee that came out with Wisp. These are good weapons and an extremely good frame, So if you don't have Wisp Prime yet, I think she's like 50-ish plat right now. She will definitely go up in the future. I mean, you have to give it a couple months. But yeah, she will be going up in the future for sure because Wisp Prime is a must-have frame. Now, as far as predicting when this will happen, every Prime Access is about roughly 3 months from the previous one. So if we look at the Lavos Prime release date, I believe it was February 12th, right? Yeah, February 12th is when Lavos Prime release date was. And we're going into May, which is 3 months after February. I know, we got some really good DPS calculation math on this channel. Now, when in May? Well, if it was February 12th, I'm going to let you know that we might have a new dev stream tomorrow on April 25th, but we're also getting a new dev stream on May 10th, which is a random, like, it's not random, it's a PAX East dev stream thing. So I'm going to call it right now. DE, and also they said they will announce the next Prime frame on that stream. I am going to call it right now. We are getting the new Prime Warframe, Yareli Prime, on May 14th. That is going to be 4 days after the dev stream, and that is basically exactly 3 months after Lavos Prime launched. So I'm going to call it right now. The week of May 12th, which is May 14th, basically. Wisp Prime, Fulman Prime, Gunston Prime getting vaulted, Yareli Prime, Compressa Prime, and hopefully Diriga Prime as the new items. Why do I think it will be Diriga Prime? Well, because Yareli Prime is only going to have one signature weapon, which is going to be the Compressa, because that's the weapon that Yareli has. But if you're thinking about it, they want to sell a Prime Access, you can use the whole thing at once. So if you're on a K-Drive as Yareli, what do you have access to? A secondary and maybe a Sentinel. So I think if we get Diriga Prime, that sounds like a pretty good Prime Access, where we have a frame that can handle stuff that's been reworked so many times. Compressa Prime, which will probably be one of the best pistols in the whole game, and Diriga Prime, where Diriga's already good. Diriga Prime would just be a step up, like maybe shield capacity or like whatever. We'd probably end up buffing things you don't care about, like health. But either way, I think this would be a great one. Now, if they don't do Diriga Prime, the other options are kind of slim. We're talking like other Sentinels, so like Jin Prime, I guess, which would be really underwhelming. We already have Nautilus Prime. We could get technically, what is that one called? Taxon Prime. Like, this would be really underwhelming. So yeah, hopefully it's Diriga, Compressa, Yareli. If it's not, I don't know. You guys give me your predictions in the comments down below. What do you think will be with Yareli besides the Compressa? And also, when do you think will come out? Like I said, I think it will be the 14th, but it could technically be like the week of the 21st, which would be 2 weeks after that. So either way, guys, make sure you grab Wisp before she gets vaulted in a couple weeks. Make sure that if you want that, Nekros Prime stuff, you can get some Aya or Regal Aya to grab it. And then, yeah, beyond that, I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow. I'll see you on stream tomorrow as well. And I'll be also streaming some Oblivion Remastered this weekend, too, because I got a code for that. So maybe keep an eye out for that for a variety stream for me. All right, guys, see you next video. Take it easy. Peace.